struggling, he told them really to simplify things here. And that was he pointed that out to Alejandra Fernandez, who qualified 17th, a good position for her, that it was stop and go, and they should simplify the way they use the track.
Yeah, well, exactly. Keep it simple. That'll be the key then, won't it? Here's how they do line up on the grid then. We have seen the front row already. From 5th place downwards, you've got Christian Daniel Jr., David Gonzalez, Singapore car pushing Danish make up row 3, and I'll just go to row 4 where we have Ramadipa, Pugliese and Ramersdorfer. Leo Ramersdorfer, the only Austrian rider on the grid this year. He's in his 3rd season of Rookies Cups. This will be sort of a farewell ride for him in Austria as far as Rookies Cup goes. And now we're about to begin that warm-up lap.
And as I say, Alejandra qualified 17th. That was a good position for her, though of course the race was ruined yesterday by the fact that she had a double long lap penalty for triggering a fall at the Saxon Ring a couple of weeks ago. So here we have now, as I say, that's the first stop and go corner there, up to the chicane. The Formula 1 cars apparently go through there at 72 kilometres an hour. Wow. So there's not a huge difference between a Formula 1 car and a Rookies Cup bike. 72 for a Formula 1 car, 66 for a Rookies Cup bike. But of course the Formula 1 cars...
The track we're looking at the moment is the main sort of compromise that riders have to make in their setup of the bikes. It's the real fast and flowing section, as we saw in the rain yesterday.
Here is on this front straight, also on the top straight there, is 207 kilometres an hour, 129 miles an hour in 6th gear. That's not as quick as like Mugello, where the guys get up to 230 kilometres an hour. Anyway, coming to the start line then for race 2 here at the Herb, 16 laps of action. There is the pole man, the 54 of Veda Pratama, the 16-year-old Indonesian, alongside. And thus, yesterday, we had 2 starts, and Christian Daniel made superb starts off the middle of the 2nd row. Let's see if he can do it again. The red lights are on, they're out, and who makes it? Christian Daniel does. He gets rolling superbly, the 70, but 34 Zen Mitani comes across and moves him over, but it is the 54 of Veda Pratama that leads from pole.
Very cleanly away was Veda Pratama. Morelli gets pushed, and then Christian Daniel just behind them. David Gonzalez moves up the inside as well, in towards 4th, but he doesn't, because Christian Daniel...
The first gear corner at the top of the hill. And they're all safely away so far, but Brian exactly where he wants to be, chasing Veda.
Absolutely brilliant. You've got to keep an eye as well on Hakim Danish in 9th place, former championship leader now. We now sit 2nd place in the standings, 4 points.
Daniel said he didn't get into the groove quickly enough yesterday. Up the inside of the number 11 is David Gonzalez. Christian Daniel said
he's not just quick in the wet as he was yesterday, he's quick in the dry too. That's where he got his first podium at the start of the year in Jerez, and we now have a 1 sort of moves in towards 2A and 2B. Daniel looking towards the inside but thinks better of it.
And Marco Morelli was well off in the green stuff, exiting the first lap.
In towards turn 3 they come then. 54 leads from 51, 70, 95, 11, 34 in Singapore now as well. Danish not making the progress that he needs to be making at this stage of the season.
Right, and Danny Rebalta was saying that it's a case of make hay slowly round here with these stop and go corners. You can't go in, the temptation is to run. If you saw the orange tape come off got pulled off one of the bikes there, and another bit lying on the road, that is...
Could well be a threat later in the race, but what's for certain is these front 5 riders are just absolutely drilling it. They're not interested in...
Riachi and Veda Pratama are well able to drag this group away from the rear abreast on the brakes.
Oh, and Christian Daniel, the last on the brakes there, just lets them off a little bit later. They're late on the brakes, isn't he? Goodness me. And that was a bit of an example there of he's slightly rushed.
Don't need to see too much about the timing screens, because you can see they are closing in.
And this is the danger. You know, Uriarte, Pratama, just to bring the group all together. Hakim Danish.
Yeah, and he at the moment is back in 8th place, but closing in.
Absolutely brilliant. And there we go, the first of the track limits warnings coming in for Guillaume Plonk already. You don't want that track limits warning.
Right, so start and finish then. And there's somebody pulling off. That was Christian Daniel. Yeah. Leads over Veda Pratama. Up the inside is Morelli on Christian Daniel. He does it. Morelli takes 3rd place.
6.8. But actually the fastest rider on track, Peter, was Joel Pons, back in 19th place at 1:45.9. So actually there's a lot of pace in hand here for the riders, but do they want to burn up their tyres too quickly or not?
Well, Joel Pons, you know, he's had a lousy season and a half in Rookies Cup so far, but he was 6th in FP2, made a complete mess of qualifying, didn't get
around various parts of the track then. Morelli sitting tight in 3rd position. Daniel quite make it stick there, so we've got track limits warnings for Agostinelli, Brown, Monignane and Danish.
Hakim Danish, yeah, that is very much.
Morelli.
Morelli! No plan B takes the lead.
Brilliant. No plan B up there once again. He's been a little bit quiet this year. Argentina kicked off the year with a 5th and a 4th place finish. He got his first podium in Le Mans. But this is what we want to see from Morelli.
Yeah, he had 2 wins last year, and we want to see him on the top step of the podium. And Brian desperately trying to keep his cage.
On track is that rider there, number 7 of Banyak Fernandez.
And of course, that group of 5 punches a big hole in the air, and that drags the other guys into the slipstream very effectively. So it's Brian Iriarte who takes up the lead from Veda Pratama.
So he's been exceeding track limits. He's in 20th spot at the moment. That'll move him down, likely to last.
Right, and as you were talking about, you know, using up your tyres too much, nasty surprises. It's Brian Iriarte that leads, but up the inside now, it's David Gonzalez there on the number 11.
Yeah. Riders trying to avoid the other riders catching too much of a slipstream. Morelli up the inside of Daniel again, just slots it there, goes a little bit wide onto the green then, so he might himself have a track limits warning. But they
fellow Spanish, well, if the 2 Spanish can make a break for it, they've got the slightest advantage over Veda Pratama in 3rd place.
But then BP, surely it'll be the final corner where there isn't really a lip. It'll be the first turn as well.
Keep off the green. Oh, they're all using every bit of road, but staying away. And the number 11, David Gonzalez, a 17-year-old Spaniard. He has the lead now. Can Brian Iriarte and Veda Pratama go with him?
And crucially, Peter, into 6th place as they cross the line that time around, Hakim Danish. Breaks, it is Gonzalez going way wide though, a big bubble for the number 11, and he's going to mess up the drive for other riders. They have to cut back across him, and then we're going to have Danish. He's going side by side. We've got 4 riders abreast towards turn 3. You got Danish. He's back in a 2nd place. It's 1, 2, 3
here with 5 second places and then a win. He can do it. It's just a mental thing that has messed up the recent races for the Malaysian. He's obviously expunged that from his brain now, and he is battling for the lead.
It's such a different dynamic, Peter, from being the predator and the prey. You know, they were chasing him all the time throughout the season, but now he's on the back foot again. Iriarte's one due to exceeding track limits. He's down in 20th at the moment, fighting with Plonk, who also had a long lap penalty. Agostinelli is just ahead of them.
Presumably ruined his concentration having to do the long lap penalty, and caught himself out. Anyway, back with the leaders then. Brian Iriarte still with the advantage over Pratama.
Pick up in form he's had since that pole in that front row start and podium back in Germany. Really is on the Rookies Cup grid, isn't he? As Hakim Danish went very wide there. That could have been a long lap penalty. Did he actually go onto the green? That is the question.
And he's still there in 3rd place, and Christian Daniel Jr.
Really impressive, all this. I mean, what a change we've had in this race so far, Peter. A proper race of 2 halves. As we see, a few riders have gone down there.
Moin KJ is down, and he's up again, and
Tassini, I think it is as well, who's had a rotten run of luck. He was taken down yesterday in that multi-rider crash. Big shame for them. Here's what happened to it then. Monignane, he was trying to go into the long lap, I think. Yeah, he was trying to go into the long lap and just had nowhere to go. So, back at the front then, Peter. Veda from Iriarte, Danish, Pushing, Banyak Fernandez, Daniel, Morelli and Gonzalez. The front 7, 8.
So there's going to be 6 laps remaining. I wonder if how quickly he'll see. He should come up on his notice board on his to tell him, and of course there's a board hung out.
He's going to go for it. He's going for it straight away. Well done, well done, Hakim. And that is going to put him way back. Goodness me. Well, this is
and chase after these boys and at least get a handful of points, because it's his arch rivals running 1-2. Yeah, no, it doesn't, does it? But as they say, you know, a fastest lap for Banyak Fernandez, but then on the same lap, Sullivan went in the 70 of Christian Daniel Jr. back there in 6th place. Just been passed by Gonzalez. Banyak Fernandez in 4th place on the number 7, chasing Karpushin, number 17.
Of the green stuff on the exit of that turn. Joel Pons having his best ride, the pair of them. Joel Pons really needs a finish like this, doesn't he?
Yeah, and Hakim Danish up into 15th as they cross the line that time, so he has 1 point at the moment. Un point.
Danish, he's up into 14th at the moment.
And it looked to me, Danish did a 1:49. Most of the guys ran to a
track limits, because it will ruin your race potentially, or in this case, it could potentially ruin your championship. Side of car pushing at the penultimate turn, and he had such a great drive through there that he's almost catching up to both Veda and scene of the race so far then, and it is Gonzalez on a mission. Here is Hakim Danish. Arte and Pratama, they have basically been in the top 3-4 positions the entire race, the only riders to do so. They are just on another level here.
Yeah, so Uriarte. Now, this is the opposite, of course, of what happened yesterday.
Morelli's also recovered then after being completely pushed wide a few laps ago now. He's quartet. You've got Banyak Fernandez leading the chasers just behind him, but how much tyre has he used up coming all the way from the back of the grid towards the front? Wide he does, can't push it, goes wide as well. So it's now Morelli into 3rd place.
The number 11 of Gonzalez has the lead. He was disappointed yesterday. He got pushed back to 5th in the end, but in the dry. Morelli on the 95 there, up into 2nd place, takes that from Gonzalez. Uriarte has the advantage in the lead.
Well, Danish said goes bumper cars with Gonzalez.
Yeah, he could see Brian and them getting away at the front, and he doesn't want to let that happen. That was pretty hairy stuff, but they both got away from it, or away with it. But
Morelli going toe to toe. Morelli keeps the lead. Daniel up to 3rd. Pratama maintains 4th position. It's all on Peter. Penultimate lap time coming up. Gonzalez pushes Veda wide again. Let's see. Here we go then, 2 laps left of this absolute...
After the race yesterday that he knew he had something over Veda Ega. He said, I can't tell you what it is.
Veda's behind you. What have you got on Marco Morelli out front? No plan B, 95, looking for a ride in the World Championship next year. It's his final season in Rookies Cup. Will he...
Really well for him, and he's making full use of it.
Christian Daniel Jr. in 3rd position has a track limits warning. One more time, mistake again. The number 70 going for 2nd. Up on the inside of Brian Uriarte. He finally makes a move at turn 7. Absolutely brilliant from the American. Up in the 2nd spot.
The rest on the brakes here. It's Marco Morelli with the advantage.
Veda on the inside. Brian's back to 5th, Peter.
Yeah, and are they going to keep off the green as they go on to the last lap through this? Just stay away from it. It is Marco Morelli that leads from Veda Ega, from Christian Daniel Jr. Brian Uriarte. Hakim Danish is still down in 13th place.
He's made a spot up. He's on the back of that group. That's the best he's going to achieve there. So here we go, Peter. 7 riders up for the win here.
Yeah, Marco Morelli's down in 6th place in the cup chase. He's not in the battle. It's down to Veda and Brian Uriarte.
Veda goes into the lead, Peter. What a move on the exit of turn 3.
He did. He was slower in, got a superb drive out, and Brian has gone with him. You see, being quick and 3rd place.
Christian Daniel looking up the inside, but Morelli's so late on the brakes, quite sideways as well there. So it is screaming, give me more grip, I need it. Here we go.
Yeah, and it is now. It's Pratama that leads over Brian Uriarte, but you know that Marco Morelli's going to have something to say about that in the last 2 corners. This is where Brian Uriarte took the lead last year. He's doing it on the straight this time instead of under the braking, but he goes into the corner.
Oh!
No, but it's Brian Uriarte. He's perfectly positioned, and Pratama's offline if Brian makes it here at Spielberg. Brian Uriarte hangs on to the lead over Veda Ega and Marco Morelli.
Brilliant! What a race! Absolutely sensational! Brian does it again. He takes the win, and Danish, though, crucially, comes across the line in 13th spot. He will rue the track limits error, and what a race that...